Ladies and gentlemen, let's not be coy. The future is now. So I decided to chat with a couple of my good friends from Twitter/media. Of course, the gentleman to my right, that would be the legend of Riverside, CHRISXMATT. If I'm not mistaken, you just dropped your 69th episode on Chrispiracy. How's
I
that pod
did.
going, brother?
Conspiracy is conspiracy. It's fun when you have people to talk to, when you have your guests, certain guests, like conversations that I had with Rambo and just different people. It's fun when you do that, but I'm so over a lot of these things, a lot of these
Oh,
topics. It's just
don't be jaded yet, my man. We just started. Uh,
but conspiracy is going, and I'm having more fun with it because I drop twice a week, and then I drop on Fridays, and I do that with my friends. So that's more of a we talk on current topics, and it's more on kind of pop culture is, but we break down like the esoteric or the just not even esoteric like that. We just break down this the brainwashing or the narrative they're trying to push. So that's been fun. I've been enjoying it more on Fridays, but I'm trying to get re-inspired.
I got you. Well, let it start right here. And of course, we're also with a man holding the UK down, and that would be a gentleman known as Rambo. And of course, we're not talking about the 80s action star who's recently been showing up in Mortal Kombat, but a man who runs about 20K deep on Twitter. So he does get around. And he does have a good looking podcast called Real Eyes Radio. Rambo, first of all, it's a pleasure to team up with you, my man. How's the UK going?
Yeah, it's all right. It's same old over here, gloomy, horrible weather, and same old stuff, really. But it's good to finally get to chat to you on here, really. To be honest with you,
it is. We have bumped in the trenches, and I do like how you handle yourself on Twitter. So cheers.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun in it, and as Chris was saying, then it's kind of like you go through it all, and I kind of feel like I've got to the point where it's just a bit of fun now. Do you know? It's kind of a bit of fun on there, really. Do you know? It's all just a big. To me now, I'm at the point we're just living in a big game, and we're all NPCs, and
It's really a simulation for real.
Yeah.
We'll get to media in a second. Chat up your pod for folks that are just meeting you. What is Realize Radio? Hold on. Your co-hosts, I believe, are a Fleet's legend, and that would be Human Vibration. And of course,
Vibration.
Our good man, Murph on the East Coast. What's up, brother?
Yeah, so we just talk basically about everything fake and kind of our thoughts and theories on things, really. And it's one of them, it's no evidence is provided because I'm at the point where evidence is fake as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, so we just talk our ideas, really, and it's we have a bit of a laugh and stuff on there. And we've done eight episodes, and we're thinking about doing it again. We have a little Patreon going, and we have a bit of fun on there, like, and that's it, really.
Yeah,
I like it. Let's see. Let's give you a little UK quiz, just if folks are just getting to meet you. A little quick fire. Is James Bond still cool?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, not to me. I've never been into the Bond movies, but yeah, he's still very cool over here.
Okay. Wow. You're actually the second person to say that. Do you have an opinion on the James Bond movies, Chris?
They're solid. I like the video game better.
Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
You're too young for that comment. Next UK question. Funniest person in the UK?
Well, it's you'd have to go with it's probably Ricky Gervais, really, I'd say. But he's like one of them, do you know what I mean? So it's
that's the guy
that's when you say that. What's that?
Was that the guy that was exposing everybody at
the
award?
The guy exposing everyone at the Globes,
yeah.
So, but I'm at the point with him. I don't. He's funny. He is pretty funny, and he has The Office and stuff, which is pretty funny as well. So I'd say him, but I've never really been big into comedians myself.
Oh, that's interesting. And I think finally, you guys have a show over there called the Great British Baking Show. Are you aware
where
of
they where they bake the
Mm.
cakes.
that? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
So-
bake the cakes each week.
Chris, get cultured, brother. Having watched that show, Paul Hollywood, is he a real one or a phony? Your
He's
opinion?
a phony, definitely.
Oh.
I think he's a phony.
Dude.
And yeah, I think if you're on TV and they're pushing you up, like he gets pushed up, how many bakers out there can probably bake better than him, and he's being pushed up as the best, Paul Hollywood. And
well, Paul, you know you're always welcome here.
they're just characters on the TV show, and that's it really, and demoralize some people while they're at it. You know, like you can't cook or whatever. You know, you can't bake.
No. Well, Paul, I got your back. No soggy bottoms here, brother. All right, that's fair. I think Matt Berry is probably the funniest guy for me in the UK. Is he up there for you?
I don't even know who he is.
My God, the tragedy. All right.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not tuned into any. I'm kind of not tuned into much really, like comedian wise. I've never really. I've been to see one. I went to see Jason Manford, but this is years ago, and it wasn't for me, did it?
Of course, if you get in the comments, we'll always put you up, and we can chat funny people. I think I asked these questions just to ground you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But of course, in conspiracy circles, you are known as the man who has theories on pandas. Would you care? I'm sure you've talked it enough, but you want to turn that over just one more time?
Yeah. So it come across a video of a panda giving birth. At first, I found this little video thing, and it said, "Look at pandas giving birth." So I looked at pandas giving birth, and it just looked fake to me. But it had no umbilical cord and no birthing sac. So the panda's like struggling to pick it up and stuff. So then you Google, and it says pandas need like human help for like to handle the babies and stuff. You know, so how would that be in the wild? You know, how could that? And it's the tiniest thing you've ever seen. And I started to think, how could they ever have lived in the wild? And then started looking at like colors and stuff as well, like the black. I always go the black and white is always the checkerboard floor for me, just in conspiracy wise, you know. And it's for me, it's like a symbol of man-made, like Freemasonry, like built a man-made.
Well, let me ask you this: pandas hail from the east. Do you feel like that this is like an android or
I think it's
hybrid?
They hail from China. And everything from China is fake. Like the biggest.
Those are bold words, brother. Those are bold words.
Yeah. But that's the biggest place for counterfeit goods.
Well, what do you make of that? Do you think it's
animals? But then what else got me is the male panda penis. It's an inverted micro penis, and they can't have sex, and they have like one day a year where the female can. So if they're in the wild, how would that happen? Do you know what I mean? Like, and there was an article on that. They sent a female panda over to China, and when he got there, it was a male, but it was famous as a female panda in China. And when it got to the zoo where it was going to be bred, it was a male. So experts couldn't tell a difference. You know, it's just things like that just started adding up to me. And then the more you look at it, there's no old pictures. There's no like old pictures of pandas, even though they're like 1879. There's no old pictures of pandas. They're all recent, you know.
Well, we could break two ways on this. Are you saying it's a person in a suit, a hybrid?
I think when you look at pandas,
a hybrid of two existing animals or a robot?
I think it's a hybrid of multiple animals. Like that's what I think it is, and that's how they've come with the bear. And then it's the same with like the red panda. Like it's like a cross, like of a fox, and like a raccoon or something, and they're really there as well. You know, it's just a man-made animal. But then all animals are man-made, really, aren't they? You know, when you look at it.
You think so?
Dogs. So like you get dogs that are like pedigree dogs, and they sell them to you as that's a purebred dog. I've got a little fluff ball dog here now. There's no way that's a purebred dog. It's been mixed and to make a little fluff ball. Do you know what I mean? So in a way, It's a man
Well,
dog.
I do love corgis and pugs, so yeah, that is accurate. Chris, your thoughts on hybrid animals, things of that nature? Is that something you spend time thinking about?
I don't, but it does. It makes sense. I never looked at it like that. But when Rambo broke down the whole panda thing, and the day that they got introduced to the world, what is that? March 30th, something like that.
Yeah,
Was it
March 13th, and it was
too many coincidences.
There's a lot of coincidences there. They have the National Panda Day, and then they have the World Wildlife Federation symbol is the panda, and then you've got all the Pizzagate thing with the panda eyes and all this stuff. It's just like I just see the panda as a symbol.
It's getting pretty cryptic in here. It's pretty interesting stuff.
Panda. Yeah, it's always like this cute fascination with pandas. Because like I even saw the story on the pod where I had a friend at the time that I would call her Panda Buddy. Like pandas are really a thing. You know, like we have fascination with pandas, but I can definitely see how they'd be man-made. That makes sense.
Well, Chris,
what's funny?
Oh, go ahead.
What's funny when you look in any videos of them, they've always, as the babies, they're always handled by humans dressed in panda suits. I think that's weird.
Chris, you got any imaginary animals? Maybe some anything out there that strikes your fancy?
Not imaginary, but a lot of species that are out here just crazy. Like, how do you explain octopuses? Like, what are octopuses and squids and like?
This is not an underwater chat, Chris. This is not an underwater chat.
It's a lot of animals, like birds, and the whole bird theory too. How all the birds are fake and they're just drones. Like, I don't.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Could all just be man-made for all we know.
Yeah, like, I mean, they could be.
Like, what's a chicken?
How long have we really been here? How long has the human race really been here?
All right, hold on.
Not long. Why is it? That's I always think it's like 2021 now. Like just 2021 years ago, someone just thought, you know what? It's the day one now for the whole wide world. Who done that? Do you know?
It's curious.
Yeah,
it's curious.
I must explain this a different way for a little bit because the other day I asked my mom. I was like, "Mom, why do you think we're all experiencing what we're experiencing right now at the same time?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Cause in the afterworld, we're nothing. We're not family. Like we're not even. It's not even a thing, you know." I'm like, but right now we're right here and we're all experiencing what's going on in the world right now at the same time. Like, why do you think? Yeah, have you guys ever questioned that? Why are we going through this?
I have a theory that I'll scratch, but we do have to keep moving. We do have panda talk. No, I think we were all born into the age of information. We were different ages when we got here, but the world became the same size during all of our lifetimes. So that's definitely fodder. Talking about animals, people, like as they get into conspiracy talk, as they peel back layers, they often keep it fun. They like we've all said that eventually you got to keep it light. Now we have been in the Twitter trenches before, and we don't have to get into this because it's not worth chewing on too much, but it is curious to me. What's up, Eduardo? Eduardo's in the house. What's going on, my man? Why do you think conspiracy circles, some people care so much about gender or transgender, and then some folks don't really care at all, like us? Chris, you haven't chatted that up. It's not a big deal in our circles. You guys have any theories about that?
Maybe like it's a little secret or something. You never know. Because I come across it and I was like,
get us canceled. Yeah. Say it.
I was fascinated at first, then I moved on from it. Do you know what I mean? It's just another door, you know, another. Oh yeah, and sometimes I think, are they even? Is that another kind of psyop that they're made to look like that? Do you know what I mean? You never know. It's not really important in the end, is it? That?
I definitely have no interest in being canceled.
Well, it is, but
I do think it's curious that there's a lot of people that obsess over the differences. Being an artist, I understand anatomy. I've studied physiognomy. I've worked with both openly and people. It's not a big deal, but I don't. It's interesting to me.
But I think what the big deal is that it's the deception of the not telling you on TV. Do you know? And I can see the point of how they say that this is true. They're kind of making it look right with like cosmetic surgery and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And you kind of blend, making us look like them. Do you know what I mean?
It's an interesting conversation. It's definitely open, and we're always open to chat you guys up. Let's continue. Let's see, where was I headed after that? My phone locked. Let's see. Let's talk media for a second. We all have signals. Chris, as I said, you're pretty deep. Rambo, you've done pods. When you're looking at media or talking to people in general, can mainstream media gain your trust? Like, is there a way back?
No.
No.
Actually, I feel like they tell you the truth. You just have to read between the lines, and everyone takes it at face value.
Exactly right. That I'd say that's, you just hit the nail on the head there. You have to read between the lines. The truth is right there.
I don't like tapping into the news, but sometimes I'll tap in because I need to see what the narrative is that they're trying to push right now, just to see what the temperature is that's amongst the average mind. But I know what it's meant to do. I don't fall for it no more. But they've been telling you the truth. You just gotta be smart enough to read between the lines, and sadly, a lot of people aren't, and they fall for the propaganda.
So it doesn't take long to see. It doesn't take long to see the narrative straight away. Just 2 minutes, and you can see what they're doing, can't you?
It does not. Yeah.
Well, what's the general consensus around you, Rambo? You're obviously in the shadow of the BBC. How do folks feel about that media? How do people are they ignoring the media at this point, or what's going on?
No, I'd say the average person on the street they watch the news, and if you say that it's anything's fake on it, they think you're mad. It's like just a kind of a Twitter thing. I think that you can say the news is all fake and it's all got an agenda and stuff. You can't say that out on the street. People just think you're nuts. Like, why would they lie? Like,
TT's in the house. What's up, brother?
He said, "Truth in the movies, lies in the news?" Question mark.
Yeah. Yeah, is that what it is? Could it be if the news is all fake? Do
you think what they do in movies is actually real and they play it off as being a movie?
Predictive programming? Yeah, and it's just real.
No, like when they're shooting and there's actually like murder scenes and all that. I wonder if they're actually doing some type of real things and they're filming it and they pass it along as
a
movie.
That'd be some good horror film that we're in.
Bro.
Young Pharaoh. Saw number 18 we're on at this point. Give me one move. Let's say a platform comes to you, Chris, we like what you're doing. Rambo, we like what you do. We want to hire you. What's one thing that you might say, you know what, you got to fix this?
What do you mean fix?
Censorship. Like you won't be able to. You couldn't. Like Twitter's a bit free in the censorship way, innit? You kind of get away with a bit more than, say, on Facebook. If you wrote anything like you do on Twitter, you'd be instantly kind of blocked and banned and stuff, wouldn't you? So it'd have to be that there is zero. It can't be bought. It can't be bought. The platform that would.
I think you just stepped on the truth. But Chris, what's your thoughts? CNN comes to you and says, "Chris, turn up." What do you need from them?
Oh, if they want to sign me or something, CNN?
Yeah.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Not them. It depends. It depends who though, and how much, and maybe that direct deposit got to hit. Because at this point, bro, I'm at the stage too where no one cares. You try to tell people, you try to put them on game, but no one cares, and no one's gonna care until something affects them directly in their life. So at this point, I don't care to share a lot of viewpoints anymore. I think you just have to know the information and just keep moving along.
You're saying at this point that there's two classes of society that you don't want to try and be a person that fixes it.
Why can't I exist in both? Okay,
I think we're onto something there. All right. So you think it's the job of this generation, your generation, what we're doing? You think it's our job to mesh these two worlds, through our signals?
We can, but there's a game that's in place, and if you want to get, I don't want to be in a certain level of millionaires and around these. No. Like, I just want to build a solid fan base, make a living, and that's it. Call it a day. I'm not trying to make X amount of dollars like that. But there is levels to it. I'm down to be in the low tier level of being a thousandaire, getting a few thousands. I don't know. But joining Spotify, you can't say I have to switch up. I have to be a fake me, and maybe I can't even put out real content that I want to put out. So. It's tricky, but it depends what you want to do, really. If you don't care, if you want to just spread truth and you really have money, then do you. But then don't start crying when they start censoring you because you. And I hate when people do that, bro. I hate when people start crying about how YouTube censored them, how Twitter censored them, how Instagram censored them. You're in someone's house talking some shit they don't want you to talk about. What do you expect? Make your own Instagram, but no one does because no one's gonna be there. Everyone's it's already set up the way it's set up.
Joey's in the house. What's up, brother?
You have to know how to give the people the medicine through the candy, really. That's really what it is.
Well, speaking about supporting people, of course, Chrispiracy.com, podcasts and merch, you heard.
Merch. Yes, sir.
It's a great time to support independence. It's always worth saying it. If Chris has attached you to other smart people, buy a sweatshirt. I didn't notice any stickers. You don't have any stickers yet, huh?
Stickers are sent out with the shirts.
Oh, right on. Okay. Well, there it is. And of course, you got Rambo. You said you're going to turn up on your pod again?
Yeah, we're going to be doing the pod again soon, yeah. All
right. And there's always haters. But we love you guys, and we're here for you, send some shout outs. Let's start with Chris. Let's go with you first.
Hold on. Rambo definitely got haters.
Yeah, got loads of haters. But I'm not bothered. It's all that's it. It's all fun, and people are just too serious about it. I just have a laugh with it. Really,
it's so crazy how people are ingrained on this shit. It's so crazy.
I'm of the opinion. Go ahead, Rambo.
I'm not trying to wake people up or anything. If people think it's interesting or whatever, then whatever. I'm just doing it for fun.
Yeah,
and
they follow you.
Yeah, if people want to wake up or see something differently, then they will. But if they don't want to, then they won't. Some people are meant. I believe that some people are just NPCs and they're not meant to do anything other than life.
It's hard to get buried once your ego gets entrenched. It's tough. But I will say that. Actually, I lost that thought. Scattered. Chris, Rambo, it's been a pleasure chatting, my man. It has. Chris, send some shout outs real quick, and then we'll end with you, Rambo.
Shout out to Dennis D. Messiah. Shout out to Kid Tony, the Good Brothers. We drop every Friday.
What's up, Dennis?
Chrispiracy edition. And then Wednesdays is me and a guest. Me and just how I've been doing them. So, shout out to them. Shout out to everyone that's tapped in. Shout out to everyone that bought merch. Shout out to you guys.
Rambo.
Yeah, busy, my man. Shout out to everyone who follows me and everyone who's watched this or whatever. It's appreciate it. Have a great time, and I'll be carrying on tweeting and doing my podcast. You know what I mean? That's it.
It is. And there's so many ways to wrap up, but I think it's just about remembering that the people on your timelines, whether you're phony or real or whatever, it all costs something. It costs people in their personal circles, in the business world. Support them, buy a sticker, buy a sweatshirt. Support them. You're either giving your money to Mickey Mouse or somebody out here. So,
but that's okay if they do that too. That's okay. Everyone has free will, bro. Everyone has free will. You can do what you want to do.
Word. I'm on board for that. I salute you guys. Thank you for turning up, and it's good to catch up with you guys.
Yeah, definitely. We'll do it again sometime.
And until then, the future is undecided. Cheers, guys.
Hey.
Cheers.